Alright, so with UFC 295 ending with Tom Aspinall KOing the White Ngannou and capturing the interim belt, I wanted to dive into the future of the heavyweight division. The original main event, Jon Jones vs Stipe Miocic, was cancelled via Jon Jones' pec tear. This has left a ton of questions on what the future holds. I mean, a complete pec tear off the bone is no joke. As of November 2023, Jones has completed surgery, but it's a long road back to recovery. Complete pec tear takes several months of rehab and physical therapy to come back from. And with Jones being in his late 30s, it's a big maybe on if we'll ever see him in the octagon again. As for Stipe, he's in an arguably worse position. The guy is 41 years old and his last fight was almost 3 years ago. 3 years. Not to mention the fact that in that fight, Ngannou took that man's soul. The dude got folded like an origami. On top of all this, the replacement bout for UFC 295 was a heavyweight interim title match between Aspinall and Pavlovich. I really doubt Stipe is ever going to fight for the belt again. I honestly think he'll wait for a title fight he's never going to be getting. A year or two later, he'll fight some young big name for a title eliminator and get starched. And that's the last we'll ever be hearing or trying to hear of Stipe. Back to Jones. This is where if UFC can swallow and take a hit on that pride of theirs, they'll be drowning in that already full pool of money. Stay with me, and let me go ahead and set the stage. The year is 2024, late 2024 at that. Think September and onwards. Jones is back from injury and he throws a couple Instagram, Twitter /X, whatever the hell it's called, posts out there of him training. Captions with something along the lines of, "Daddy's coming home, DC." Cue DC tweeting, Xing, whatever the hell it is now. Like, damn Elon, why you gotta change the name, dude? Just leave it how you got it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We digress. Enter Ngannou. He'll probably get into another boxing match /MMA fight during this time, but that's another maybe. I doubt Ngannou will fight again anytime soon. Dude got like 8 mil from that fight against Tyson. Ngannou engages in this social media warfare and takes a couple shots at Jon. The nasty media eats this up and the boys are trending again. Jon Jones still being heavyweight champion of the UFC, and Ngannou still being the roided up looking monster that took down the supposed GOAT of boxing. We all know the PFL and whatever contract Ngannou got with them can make this fight. Both Jones and Ngannou know it's a legacy fight. Money aside, whoever wins this one is the true GOAT. The only missing piece is if the UFC books it. There is no way this fight doesn't break records. Book it in Abu Dhabi or any Middle East location with a vast, seemingly unlimited oil supply, guaranteed pay-per-view records. Everybody in Michael Chiesa's mother will hear about it. A truly generational fight. Just need Uncle Dana to bite the bullet and push it. Now I know Dana has said time and time again he doesn't want anything to do with Ngannou ever again and that it'll never happen. But this fight is just such a massive what if that we fans can't let this one slide.
Doesn't fight here anymore. I'm not interested.
So no fights with the PFL just in general?
Should I?
Possibilities.
We got 1, 2, and 3. They can't sell a fucking gate. Oh, talk to me.
Dana,
It's a stupid question, but go ahead. Talk to me. Why would I do that? I tried to make the fight here. They didn't want to do it, but I should co-promote with the.
With all that aside, I want to see how the two actually match up. Now, with me having years and years of experience as a fan and watching UFC behind the sidelines, there's no better analyst for a fight of this magnitude. First up, the MMA GOAT, Jon Jones. Everybody knows the stats and lore. True record of 29-0, undefeated. 16 title fight wins, champion in both the light and heavyweight divisions, and has taken out the who's who in the past 12 years. Skills all around, grappling, elite, striking, elite, eye pokes, elite. The dude seems to have no weaknesses. Well, other than his evil twin, Jonathan Jones. The only hiccups in his career are outside of the cage. Yeah, he had those close fights at the latter end of his light heavyweight reign, but at the end of the day, they're all W's on his record. Even though Anthony Lionheart Smith could have had that W. Still one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen. The guy got illegally kneed by Jones in a title fight where he was getting whooped. All he had to do was the old Aljo and act like he was concussed. You know, a couple stumbles, I'm hurt. He would have secured the light heavyweight belt and that payday. So what if he got his ass beat in the rematch? Lionheart truly showed his courage, bravery, and bad decision making in that fight. Overall, Jones is elite. Enter the child predator, Francis Ngannou.
Love kids.
An MMA record of 17-3 and former UFC heavyweight champion that truly never lost the belt. His record includes some of the nastiest KOs the UFC has ever seen, taking the souls of Stipe Miocic, Serial Gone by WrestleFuck, Cain Velasquez, JDS, Curtis Blades ×2. The dude is known for touching you with his pinky and you sleep. In his last fight with Gane, he even showed that the man knows how to wrestle. And before that, he put Miocic to bed. He even showed some takedown defense there. Ngannou is what comes to mind when you imagine the scariest dude on the planet. Physically, the guys are somewhat similar. Both 6'4" and in their late 30s, being just a year apart. Now skill-wise, here's where I think Jones beats him. Jones is a master of distance when it comes to striking in MMA. The guy has those orangutan arms with an 84.5-inch reach. Ngannou comes close with an 83-inch reach, but Jones is levels ahead at using that reach to his advantage. Jones uses that lead hand to gauge distance and throws combos all day. He has that oblique kick and the sharpest elbows in the game. Mixing in takedowns with ground and pound, he's the full package, both inside and outside the octagon, if you know what I mean. Now, what equals the playing field is Ngannou's weight and touch of God. Ngannou weighs give or take a good 20 pounds heavier than Jones. Francis is listed at 257 and Jones 248. Wouldn't surprise me if Ngannou walks around in the 280s and Jones in the 250s. And that's Jones at full bulk mode. Dude is normally in the high 220s. So weight plays a big role here. The other part is self-explanatory. Ngannou has Triple H's sledgehammers for hand. Ngannou also showed crazy good boxing against Tyson Fury. Clean combos as well as surprisingly good stamina. So the question is, can a bulked up Jones outskill Ngannou? Or will Ngannou's weight and power advantage overcome that? I see the fight going one of 3 ways. Ngannou KO or Jones decision/submission. They both have an ex-boyfriend in the form of Serial Gane, which they both ran through and left Gane heartbroken. Ngannou did so with a torn MCL, LCL, ABCCL. And Jones just took him down Dagestani style and submitted him. I doubt Ngannou can just lay on Jones like he did with Serial. Jones is too skilled on the ground and will find his way back to his feet or back on top of Ngannou. And if Jones mounts Ngannou, then Francis will be in for a long, sweaty, and rough night. When the guys are on their feet, Ngannou will need to watch for takedowns and Jones' diverse striking. Jones, on the other hand, needs to just not get hit, plain and simple. Francis needs to put his weight advantage to use and wear down Jones during clinches and grappling exchanges. Also, just like with the Fury fight, Ngannou needs to play the combo game and not just blitz. Like I said, Jones is a master of distance, and if Francis wants to catch him, he'll need to hide a power shot behind a combo. Now, to my MMA math calculations, Jones beats Ngannou, but who knows? All I'm saying is, I want to see the fight. They're both getting up there in age and nobody wants to see them slug it out in their 40s. It truly is a legacy cementing fight. If this fight doesn't happen years down the line, it will always be the biggest what if. Let me know what you think in the comments.